Hey folks, welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn, where we are, as always, attempting to determine the fates of the souls of those lost aboard her during her 6-year absence. A terrible journey which ended in the deaths of many, although a few seem to have escaped. We're not quite sure how or who. Last time we did chapters, I believe 4 and 5, or maybe 5 and 6. We're going to take a look here. We did, yeah, the calling and unholy captives. So if we want to check out Soldiers of the Sea, or did we do this? This was the, no, this was the fight against the unholy captives, I think. So to start this, we need to get to the unknown topman who was electrocuted and start there. So this is on the main deck. All right, let's get up there and see if we can start making our way through chapter 6 here. So we've got more deductions to do, more things to learn, more things to figure out. We're going through the whole story, that at least as much of it as we have access to, one step at a time. Now I need to move further left here. I guess it's this guy. Yeah, this guy would be the start. All right, so let's start this chapter, Soldiers of the Sea. Let's go through it in chronological order and see what we can figure out. All right, so we're up in the rigging, watching everything that's happening. I don't know if we have... Yeah, we can see the creature. We can see the first spider rider coming up over the side there. And over there as well. Didn't notice this the first time through. What all is going on down there? A lot of men on a line down there. And then we have our unknown topman here being electrocuted. Yeah, so we have identified him as a topman, but I'm having trouble figuring out who's who, though. Because there's a lot of... There's like 4 or 5 Chinese topmen here. Now, I think... Yeah, last time we saw that this guy, we thought we knew who he was. And it did not verify our guess. So we might have misidentified this individual. We've tried to identify him as a bosun's mate, but it seems I'm wrong about this. He is, I guess, a topman too. So if we take a look here, he might be Omid Gul, because in terms of topman, we have Persia, China, Maba, England, and Russia. I think Maba and Leonid Volkov we've confirmed. I'm not exactly sure. So we were guessing about who Omid Gul was. It might be this individual. Omid Gul, perhaps? I don't know. Is that Persian? I don't remember why we identified him as the bosun's mate. But I think we had him wrong, so I don't know. Let me double check. This we've identified as Maba. This might be wrong. I guess this guy could be Maba too. I think we just revert him to being an unknown topman for now and look for him in other situations. Same with you. You should be identified as a Chinese topman. Yep. Okay. Who else is up here? This guy, I think we can say safely, is Indian. So if we look at the topman, there's Persia, China, New Guinea, England, and Russia. I mean, we might be wrong about only topman being up here. I guess he could be... We thought the other guy was Charles Minor from France. I don't know about that. That doesn't seem right. In terms of India, could he be the ship steward? Probably not. I guess he could be one of these 2 seamen. William Wasim or Abraham Akbar. I just don't know. Should we identify him as a topman for now? I mean, just because we see him up here doesn't necessarily mean that he is one. But I'm not sure. So the fact that he's shirtless makes me think he's not an officer. I think his turban here would make him, he could be, maybe he could be the only Persian. He could be Omid Gul. Maybe we'll guess he's Omid Gul for now. Because he's got the turban. I mean, it sets him apart. Same as this guy's tattoos. You know what? Actually, if I was gonna look at the tattoos as a hint, I think he might be the guy from New Guinea. The topman from New Guinea. Maba. Maybe. What do we have you as? Just an unidentified topman. Got you as a topman. And these two as topman as well. If this guy's a topman, I don't think he's Persian or Chinese. I guess he could be Lewis Walker. Or, I think we're pretty clear on Leonid Volkov. I think if he is a topman, he's probably Lewis Walker here. Hey, we got that right. Okay. Alright, 3 more fates correct. That's good. So, it is Lewis Walker. Roderick Anderson. We got the steward right. And we got Maba right now. Okay, good. So he was from New Guinea. Alright, that takes him out of the... That takes that name out of contention. I think that puts us at 21. Doesn't seem like there's room for 200 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, we got 27 done. And we've identified some of the topmen, although the Chinese ones are all still a bit of a mystery. Who are you? We've identified you as a topman, and you... Yes, you're Leonid Volkov. And you were shot by a gun, but we don't know how. I'm pretty sure this is right. We don't know who shot him right now. Okay. So we got some work done with this memory. That's a good thing. Now, where do we go next? How do we get to number 2 here? I mean, this guy died from electrocution, but we don't know much more than that. Let's take a look at the chapter. This guy we've already confirmed, but let's review the memory as well. So to my left. Is he... Wait, where's this corpse? Is it this? No. Soldiers of the Sea Part 2. I'm a little confused here. Is this Soldiers of the Sea? It is. Okay. It's a bit weird on the deck. Yeah, so the spider riders were coming over the side here. And let's take a look at you. We've confirmed your death. Yes, you were Nicholas Botterill. You were speared by a terrible beast. That's fine. What else can we learn right now? What else can we... Who else was present? What can we learn from it? Yeah, It's interesting that they have what look like feet here. Because the beasts we met in the sea were women, and they had, like, flukes. They didn't have feet, as far as I can tell. Who are you? We know who you are. You're Lars Linda. You're Nathan Peters. We don't know how you died yet. Unknown, crushed by a cannon. I mean, probably a seaman, not a top man, right? Nathan Peters is a seaman. Lars Linda is a seaman. I think it's safe to assume, given that they're all in the same location, there may be one officer nearby, but I think it's safe to assume that this guy is a seaman. That might help us in the future, so let's at least indicate him as being an unknown seaman. For now. Maybe same with this guy, unless we know who this is. Yeah, let's identify him as a seaman as well for now. The other folks working around the capstan were probably the same. Yeah, we know Brennan. We don't know who you are. So we were trying to identify you by skin color. That doesn't seem to have worked. In terms of what's left, he could be French. But he seems to be a low-level dude. Not a passenger. I don't think he's a steward. He's not a midshipman. I don't think he's a topman. So he's got to be one of these seamen. Russian, a black Russian, a black Indian, a black Englishman, maybe? George Shirley, Alexander Booth. I think he's got to... Well, I don't know for sure. I'm not sure if we've heard him speak. I don't think he's Russian or Indian. So I think he's either Alexander Booth or George Shirley. Given the time period, it feels like George is would be the black name, but I don't know for sure. It feels like guessing, but for now, let's mark him as an unknown seaman. What else can we figure out? What else can we kind of deduce here? This guy, I think, is a seaman as well. He just seems to be like a low-level guy. He's got this like unique shirt. But who else could he be? A midshipman? No. Not a steward. Not a passenger. Not the purser. Maybe the bosun's mate? I don't know. If we could hear him speak and determine if he has a French accent, that would be helpful. Yeah, I just don't know about him. Where's the bosun right now? The bosun's over here. Maybe his mate is... No, that's the carpenter's mate. Where is your mate? Is it this person? I don't know. I don't know where the bosun's mate is. I suppose it could be him. I don't know if he seems to be directing. Let's remind ourselves of what's happening here. Heave, run, what is it, bloody devil, another one over there. Doesn't really help us. Maybe his unique shirt is because he's the bosun's mate, or he could be a seaman. I don't feel confident about that. These guys, I feel confident saying these are all seamen because they're all working. But he might have been directing them. He might be the bosun's mate, maybe? I mean, could be. We've got another spider rider coming over, ready to throw a spear, ready to attack. The shell has not been properly protected. Somebody's trying to steal it, and so the creatures of the sea are coming both for perhaps the shell and perhaps to avenge their dead. We got this guy. This is the guy from Series 1, right? Yeah. He's the topman who was electrocuted. Still can't identify him. All right, not a lot else to go on in this memory. Let's move out. All right, part 3. We may have... I'm pretty sure we've identified this guy as the carpenter, but we may have his means of death wrong. Let's take a look. This is on the gun deck. All right, let's get down to the gun deck and find that guy. Find that corpse, rather. I need to move forward and a bit left, so... Here? Yeah, probably here. Yeah, that looks right.
What's going on? Stay back! It's already going to the neck. Hey! Come on, boss! No, get there! Hey! Cats! Ah!
Okay, so let's review. Someone shouted in French, a demon. Out of the way, an officer yelled, beat to quarters, enemy aboard. The dead man says, what's going on? Stay back, it's already done for Nick. Come on, boss. So the dead man said, come on, boss. No, get down. Hey, catch. So maybe I was wrong. I guess I was wrong about who's the carpenter and who's the apprentice. Because this guy, I had them wrong because of racism. I assumed that the white guy had to be the main carpenter, but I think I had them wrong. So, if this is the boss, then you're not the carpenter's mate. You're the carpenter. Winston Smith. And you are the carpenter's mate. And you were spiked by a terrible beast. You're Marcus Gibbs. I think that's right. Because he says... the dead guy says, come on, boss. So he was talking to this guy. This guy has to be his boss. So I think we have this right now. I think we have these two's relationship picked out correctly. I guess the East India Company hired based on ability, or wasn't as racist as America at the time, maybe? Lots of other folks were present. Who are you? You're the fourth mate. All right. Somebody in here was French, though. So if we have a person we don't recognize... Fourth mate steward. Davy James from England. Yeah, okay. We'll leave that in place. And we have you as the fourth mate, John Davies. You're English. Any chance of identifying anybody by their bunks? Like, while the attack was ongoing, was anybody asleep? Perhaps? Who's the Frenchman? Must be this individual. Do we have you identified? Ah. Well, you're Nathan Peters. Because you killed your brother's killer. Or the man you thought was your brother's killer. You're from England. Who is the Frenchman who shouted, "En démon"? Where are you, Mr. Frenchman? Are you above deck? Are you below deck? Maybe above deck. This guy was already dead at this point. Yeah, this is Nicholas Botterill. Could you be the Frenchman who was shouting? This is a seaman who was crushed by a cannon. What do we have a single French seaman? No, England, India, and Russia. All right, so you're going to remain an unknown seaman for now. Who is the Frenchman shouting, "En démon"? Not a huge amount of Frenchmen on the ship. If we can locate who shouted, or who we think shouted, we may be able to deduce their identity. This guy. Lars Linda. No. Steward. Officer. Who else was present that we're not seeing? Somebody shouted, "En démon," which I think is French. Out of the way, beat to quarters. Who was present? So, Lars Linda, the carpenter, who's American. This guy is, I think, Swedish. The fourth mate, John Davies. The fourth mate, steward, Davy James. The carpenter's mate, Marcus Gibb. Who else was here? We know that's Nathan Peters. We thought that guy was a seaman, but maybe not. Maybe he's not a seaman. Maybe he's a Frenchman. The bosun's mate, Charles Minor. Is that the only Frenchman aboard? Maybe he's the bosun's mate. Could be. We're pretty sure about the carpenter and the carpenter's mate. I think this guy's wearing the steward's uniform, so we thought it was... Well, no, I think we guessed based on position. So this could be Charles Minor, the bosun's mate, I suppose. Somebody was French. He looks kind of French. It's hard to tell. He could be French too. I don't remember how we identified him as the fourth mate steward. It must have been based on... Yeah, I think he was nearby somewhere else and had the right uniform, I think. All right, so let's leave that guess on the bosun's mate for now as the local Frenchman. And we've corrected our assumption about these two. This guy got spiked by a terrible beast. So I think we're right there. I think we leave this memory and move on now. So this is part 3. We want to get to part 4 on the Orlop deck. So we need to leave the memory. How do I leave the memory? How do I leave the memory? Where's the exit door? Is it up on the deck? Yeah, okay. Now we need to head down to the Orlop deck. All right, part 4? It's kind of in front of us and a bit to the left. I think it's this guy? Yeah, it's these two. All right, let's see this memory again.
We're no use!
All right, so in terms of the speech, we're no use, that was definitely Scottish. And then Burn It Quick was English. So somebody here was Scottish, I think. We definitely identified one of these guys correctly. The surgeon's mate, decapitated by a terrible beast. Who are you? An unknown Chinese topman, decapitated by a terrible beast. There's no way to know other than to guess, which doesn't feel good. Because we might get a verification, but it doesn't feel good to guess. Was this guy already dead? Second mate steward, shot with a gun by an unknown attacker? Did he survive this spiking? Maybe. Now, who are you? You're Charles Herstick, a midshipman. You're throwing the lantern at the beast to burn it. So somebody else ordered you to burn it. It wasn't you who shouted, "Burn it quick." And you're not the Scot either. Who are you? Another midshipman. All the midshipmen are from England. You're getting thrown back. Who are you? Another midshipman who got exploded. So all 3 midshipmen were down here on the Orlop deck. All 3 of them are right here. Who shouted we're no use? The butcher? Yeah, I think Emile O'Farrell was the Scot or Irish that I was hearing saying we're no use. I'm still struggling to identify who's who. So she's throwing spikes everywhere, or it's throwing spikes everywhere. You're coming over here with, like, the pepper box, the shotgun. You're the bosun. Okay. You're aiming up onto the gun deck where more are coming down. All right, we'll come up to the gun deck in a moment. I think we have you identified. You're the first mate? Yeah, okay, William Huscott. You have a long gun for some reason. Midshipman. Someone back here is, yeah, they're getting weapons out of the weapons cache here. So this is the gunner, yeah, and then this is probably, oh, this is the guy with the stripy shirt. I don't know who you are. The gunner's handing out weapons. You're cracking open the cargo deck, I guess? Gunner's mate, for some reason. You're trying to get down there? Okay. It is nice having the ability to kind of take the time to explore these in a little bit more detail. All right, let's go back up to the gunner's deck and see if we can figure out anything from what's going on up here. So you're coming down from the main deck, Mr. Spider. Who are you? Fourth mate John Davies. Okay. Don't know who you are. Still don't know. Some kind of topman? We guessed Omid Gull? For now? You're... Not sure about you. Like, tell me that's not Persian, right? I think we're right about him, but we don't know his fate yet. Oh, what's happening over here? This guy got spiked in the shoulder? Maybe survived. This is, Winston Smith. Yeah, his mate had just been killed. He got spiked in the shoulder, but survived until later. This is Nathan Peters. So we can't bypass you to the main deck. And the Orlop deck... I'm not seeing any of the bunks or anything. I'm not sure if they take them down during the day or if... No, it's on this other part of the ship that we don't have access to. I don't see much else I can deduce from this right now, so we're going to leave. And go to part 5. Alright, so part 5 we know what happened. A midshipman burned to death. It happened on the Orlop deck. Near the crew and the passengers, so maybe there's some bunks here? Alright, so it's behind me? I guess it's this memory. Yeah, this guy's on top of the beast. Where the hell are all the bunks, by the way? They're not on this deck. Are they down in the cargo, or... Well, I mean, there's a hammock. Where the hell were all the hammocks that had numbers on them? I was trying to use those to figure people out. Are they down in the cargo? Hold. They're not on the gun deck. They're not on the Orlop deck. So I must be misremembering where they are. Wait, this is the cargo hold. I mean, we have bunks here. Where's all that? Where are the hammocks with the numbers? I don't understand. Where did they go? Are they on the gun deck? Oh, they are on the gun deck. Yeah, okay. 44 is here. At some point, we're gonna get a chance to see these. I need to remember that they're on the gun deck then. Wait, where are the rest of them? There were like 6, there were at least 6 hammocks hung up somewhere with numbers on them. Maybe they move them during the day or they take them down when it's not nighttime, when they're not sleeping. I don't know. There's that hammock there. Weird. They must only be up, like, strung up during parts of the... When people are actually sleeping. Okay. Not as helpful as I'd hope. So where are we trying to go? The Orlop deck? Where am I now? I'm between decks. Is this... This is the bottom, right? Yeah, this is cargo. Where's the dead spider? Alright, let's watch Charles Herstick's valiant death. Part 5. Yeah, this is pretty rough. I remember this. So, you got spiked and you're crawling away or something. Second mate steward Samuel Galligan. You survived this, however, because we have you marked as shot by a gun later. So I think you survived this spike. Nothing on the port walk. Nothing on the starboard walk. Is this the surgeon? Yeah, Henry Evans. Don't know how you died. You're fighting with a sword. Folks are coming down from above. Nathan Peters. And the carpenter, Winston Smith. He had been injured at this point, right? Yeah, he's holding his wound, but it wasn't fatal. You're the butcher, Emily Farrell. And then you're Charles. And you were burned to death. That's been verified. This was another midshipman. What else is going on? You're yet another midshipman. Okay. So the three midshipmen were fighting the creature, at least on this deck. And Charles ended up getting burned. He's stabbing it. He's resting for a moment. Or he's hurt. He's coming with the pepper box. The bosun. What else is going on here? These two were already dead at this point. Yeah, William Hoscott has his long gun out. And this guy, whoever he is, has a long gun that he got. And he's trying to shoot whatever's coming from that direction. Spikes are flying everywhere. I think we're getting close to figuring out which of the two midshipmen are the remaining two, but I'm not sure. There's nothing else in this memory for us, so let's exit. I can't get up to the next deck, so I gotta find the door out. Where is the door? There it is. Yeah, there's just a bunch of screaming. Okay, part 6. Spiked by a terrible beast. We know about this. This was the guy who got spiked over here. Let's rewatch this memory.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
So were they still fighting at this point? Not sure. So yeah, he was spiked by a terrible beast. I'm pretty sure this is confirmed, right? Yes. Okay. I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down. Give me that gun. So this was the surgeon talking to him, I think, or possibly the surgeon's mate. Yeah, it was the surgeon, Henry Evans. You're Nathan Peters. You're trying to open the hatch down to the cargo deck. There's some blood over here. You were limping away? You were running from the fight, perhaps? Samuel Galligan. Second mate steward. Yeah, you're trying to get away. You're limping away. You're like running from the fight. You're wounded. What else is going on here? The carpenter and the bosun talking about the gun. Midshipman, one of the midshipmen is putting out the fire. The other midshipman is exhausted from the fight. Not a lot else going on in here. Let's move on to part 7. So this was in the port walk, right? Yeah, here on the orlop deck. Okay, we just saw this guy crawling away. So I don't know if he was shot. It seemed like we can get back into this. He was spiked, right? But he ran away and then he got, I think we decided he got shot through the wall. Let's revisit this.
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Yeah. Okay. So, the Orlop deck is temporarily cleared. They're trying to regroup and set up. While on the main deck, they're fighting more boarders. You can hear the captain shouting about it. They make for the lazarette, secure the damn hold, or secure the hold. Then, I think an Irish or a Scotsman says, someone shoot the damn thing. I'm not quite sure who that is. And this guy who ran from the fight, he ends up getting shot. We can kind of see the path of the bullet. Is it you who shot? No, because you're holding your gun, but it's pointing away. So it wasn't you who shot, First Mate William Hoscutt. There's a dude up on the stairs. I don't really see what looks like... It would have been... Hold on. 11 others were present. So... Got this guy, the gunner, gunner's mate. The midshipman didn't have any guns that I saw. I feel like this guy had a gun at one point. It's so hard to see. It's so hard to tell who's over there. I don't think the guy on the stairs is at the right angle to shoot this shot. Like we can see kind of the angle of the bullet. It's coming from like across the room. I don't know what you're doing with your arm there, but I don't think you're the shooter. I might be able to see it from a different angle. Yeah, there we go. So I think that's the dude. It's the bald dude with the weird shirt that we're not quite sure who it is. I think. If we take a look at who was present. You're generally not bald, not bald, not bald. Yeah, I think it's got to be this guy. But I don't know who he is yet. I mean, he was given a gun. Are we clear? Are we sure on the gunner's mate? We don't know for certain if he's the gunner's mate. But he does have... So I think the idea was like the gunner has a weird hat and the gunner's mate might have a weird hat was the idea. But I guess this guy could be the gunner's mate. And then I don't know who this guy would be, like the purser or something. He could be a different officer. I think we guessed this based solely on his hat and his proximity to the gunner in this sketch. So this might not be the gunner's mate. This might be the gunner's mate. It could be. Although a mate wearing like a weird stripy t-shirt, no hat, no jacket seems unlikely to me, but I could just be wrong about that. But this is definitely the guy who shot him. We just don't know who this dude is. He's in 14 memories. So, first memory. Somebody was doing stuff with cargo. And then the cargo guy died. The stowaway died. Then we had the execution. I don't remember where he was in this. These two were spiked by beasts during Unholy Captives, Part 1. He was present. He was present while they were carrying the body down. That happened almost at the same time. The captain steward tries to kill John Naples. Or cuts his leg off or something because they're taking the cursed creatures on board. Guess he was present for that. He was electrocuted. He was on board for that. The bookmarks aren't really helping here. He's here for all of the Soldiers of the Sea stuff. Including the one we're on now. He's the one who killed Samuel Galligan. And then he shows up in part 8, which we're about to watch. And then later he's in part 7. When Maba gets torn apart. When Abigail Hoscut gets crushed. And we don't... He disappeared in the Doom. Disappeared. So if we don't figure out who he is before this, we're kind of screwed. We heard him asking for a gun in the previous memory, it feels like. So we've got the bosun there. Then we got the shooter over here. This guy's using a scimitar. It's a little bit strange how, when I can and can't highlight them. There's another guy. Yeah, that's the scimitar guy. The bosun. Can't really see enough. Surgeon's realizing that this guy's dead and there's not a lot he can do. We need to know who Stripy Shirt is, man. I gotta know. Who is Stripy Shirt? Who is he? Was there... No, I'm on the wrong thing now. I want to go back to Soldiers of the Sea Part 7. Someone shoot the darn thing. I'm just not sure. Just don't know. I think figuring out who Stripy Shirt is going to be very helpful in determining a bunch of other identities. All right, we're kind of running out of time. I'd like to get to the last memory in this chapter, so I'm going to leave. Like, we know who killed him now, but not the identity of who killed him. Which sucks, because I would like to resolve something. All right, part 8. Yeah, part 8 is... Hideous monster perished simultaneously with a brave but unfortunate soul. To get this to happen, we have to go down to the cargo deck and the bosun's store to see the last memory here. So I gotta leave the port walk. And get into the bosun's store. Which is... Where am I right now? I'm on the Orlop deck. I need to go down a level. Yeah, we go through here. That's right, we saw him borrow the pepper box from whoever had it. And... I mean... Yeah, so... This unknown seaman... Who could he be? He's got to be English, we determined, I think. But we don't know yet whether he's Alexander Booth or George Shirley. You're fighting... And we know who you are. We said you were speared, but maybe speared is wrong. Clawed, maybe? By a terrible beast? Because it's not using a weapon. It's not actually using a weapon. Oh, look at this. There's someone back here. Fighting from under the stairs. Nathan Peters. I mean, he was definitely brave. And he also turned out to be a murderer later, which isn't great. We can't get up the stairs. Yeah, there's very little we can do. This guy was fighting as well. Still don't know who he is. Really need to know who he is. And then you were... Were you clawed? What else can we say? Crushed. Exploded, fell, froze, killed with a sword, knifed, poison shot, speared, struck. I mean, maybe spiked by a terrible beast or clawed by a terrible beast. I don't know. That's about all we can get out of this one. I really need to know who Stripey Shirt is here. But yeah, you're definitely the person that we've identified here, the carpenter, Winston Smith. And I think we can say that you were clawed or speared, maybe? I don't know about speared. Like he was impaled or pierced. But this was by the spider, not the rider. Or no, wait, that's its spear too, going into him, going into his heart. So maybe speared was right, and we just didn't have 3 correct to verify. Yeah, maybe speared was fine. So that's kind of it for chapter 7 here, chapter 6, Soldiers of the Sea. I've done what I can with this viewing. I think we got to leave now through this door. And if we take a look in the book, I'm pretty confident on a couple of the fates we've selected. So if I go to the start here and we look at things we've speculated or deduced that haven't been confirmed, what do we have? Yeah, unknown topman, unknown seaman. So we think this is correct. Patrick O'Hagan was knifed by Itbang Shah. I'm pretty sure about that. I think we're relatively sure about this because we knew it was the Captain Stewart and we heard the name John. Oh, that's already confirmed. This one seems right. So wait a minute. I've already lost count. So things where we think we have all the answers, but it's not confirmed. What do we have? That's one that we think is right. That's 2 that we think is correct. Oh. Beast. Not an unknown attacker. So that's 3 that we think is correct. Identity and fate or death. 4. This is probably not the bosun's mate then. We don't have the bargain. Yeah, we have 4 completed, and one of them has to be wrong. Actually, 2 of them have to be wrong somehow, because if we had 3 that were correct, it would have been verified. So, of those 4 that we think we have, at least 2 of them have to be incorrect. And we're going to have to deal with that next episode, because we've run out of time here. When we come back, we're going to take a look at those 4 ideas that we have and figure out which ones we think are incorrect. And then we'll move on to Chapter 7, the Doom, which is the Kraken attack. Very interesting stuff. But that is going to be it for this time, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the playthrough, and we'll hope to see you in the next one. Take care.